Hi, Cecile here from Just Another Button Company, and it's already day 7 of Handmade Holiday. Today we're going to talk about some really cool ornaments that we created by stitching on perforated paper. My favorite perforated paper comes from Witchelt. It's 14 count, and we stitch with 3 strands for really good coverage. What we did was took images from Art to Heart and designed 3 Christmas ornaments. Art to Heart is a very popular quilt designer, and she's given us permission to translate her designs into cross stitch. Once you've stitched on the perforated paper, you can do like we did and mount the pieces on cardstock from the scrapbook store. It's really easy to do. We even give you the dimensions for trimming your perforated paper. The first thing that you want to do when you're working with perforated paper and finishing it is to line the back of it, because the holes will allow the color behind to show through. I can show you here the difference. I'm going to use blue paper behind mine because I want those holes to disappear. There's the difference if you put blue paper behind or if you put red behind. We're using a blue perforated paper from Witchelt. I used a glue stick to attach the stitching to this blue paper that I chose. You can put the glue stick on pretty heavy, on the back of course if you're stitching. You can put it pretty heavy right behind the stitched areas, but then go back and dab on the paper areas just enough to transfer some glue, but not to cover the holes, to fill the holes so they're visible on the other side. Flip it over, smooth it onto the paper, and then you're going to have paper on the sides to be trimmed off. This edge is already trimmed for you. So I'm going to move to my cutting area to show you how to trim. You can use scissors to cut right along the edge of your pre-trimmed perforated paper, taking off all the extra backing paper right up to the edge. A rotary cutter and a quilter's ruler make this really simple, but they're not essential. And there we go. You probably saw a whisker of that perforated paper come off too, but really it doesn't make any difference. So this one is your stitching and the liner. Now we'll move back to this side. We're going to give you dimensions for cutting these pieces of paper, but for Mary Kane, you can see that we have lime green, aqua, and red behind the stitching. Red, aqua, a piece of green, and there's your stitching. Now if you like, you can follow along while I glue stick these together, but I bet you've already figured out where we're going with this. Start with the back and center, glue stick, the glue stick on the back. You can tell that I've chosen colors that blend well with the floss that we used. It's actually a lot of fun to go to the scrapbook store, take your stitching with you, and pick out a sheet of paper that you like. Aqua, red, and lime green are easy to find. Oops, look at all those stripes there. Don't panic, that's the back side. A lot of these cardstocks are actually double-sided. Sometimes you can use both sides of the same one. Now, on this piece right here, you can tell that my lime strip is just a little bit shorter. I think I like it better shorter like that, so I'm going to take my scissors, cut a bit off. I don't want to stick that down yet because I know when I put this on, I might want to adjust. Okay, I like that piece right there. Take this back off, smooth down that layer. Okay, almost there. So now on the back of my stitching, or a glue stick, right around the edges, don't miss the corners. And then I usually do an X in the middle too. So that everything stays where I put it. And then I'm going to center this piece. And smooth it down. And really, it's all finished. The other thing you can do is take a hole punch a hole in each corner, add a piece of baker's twine to turn it into an ornament. The only other thing I would suggest, once you've got all the layers together, put something flat, maybe a piece of wax paper in between if this piece was absorbent, and my plastic ruler is just right. And then I'm going to set my tape dispenser on top of it. Let it dry like that for an hour until you're sure everything dries nice and flat. And we're all finished. Happy day 7. Thanks for joining us, and we have another great project for you tomorrow, day 8.